Hello everyone, this is Emil Naruto. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm gonna explain the topics in Python's collection module. So today our focus is Python's collections module. So I'm gonna explain what are all the contents that are involved in Python's collections module. I'm gonna explain each of the topics in Python's collections module, like what is mean by package, what's a module, what is mean by script, and what is finally mean by collections module, and what are all the different data types that are present inside this collections module, and what are all their functionalities that are nothing but the operations, and those are nothing but named tuples, uh, deque, ordered dictionaries, default dictionaries, chain map, counter, and user dictionary, user list, and user string. So I'm going to explain all these things, but before just deep diving into this topic, so let's have a look at this amazing quote by Naruto. If you don't like your destiny, don't accept it. Instead, have the courage to change it the way you want it to be. So I can explain this quote with the help of an example. Let's say I have one friend. I have one friend, and he wants to become a doctor. Okay, he wants to become a doctor, but due to some financial reasons or some other situations, he could not. So what he has decided is, he has already decided further not to waste time anymore, so he just joined some random IT job. So the meaning of this code is, you should not accept the destiny which you don't like. If your goal is to become if your goal is to become an IAS officer, then you should look for cracking UPSC. Okay, you should not step in. You should not step into more than one ship, right, at a time. Why? Because it may divert your goal. Okay, it may constantly shift your focus. So the meaning of this amazing quote is, just don't compromise. Just don't compromise, or just don't get surrendered to the situations around you. You need to demand the situation, right? So yes, situations may come and go, but you should not surrender to it. Rather, you just gain some kind of courage. You just gain some kind of courage to tackle the situations, and to mold that particular negative situation into a positive one. So that's the meaning of this amazing quote. So finally, yeah, I'm gonna explain all these topics right now. So first of all, I'm going to explain what's meant by Python's collections module. So before that, I want to show you one thing. Like, yes, this will be the diagram. So here, let's see. Here I have some kind of rectangle-like shapes, right? So this is the outermost boundary. Okay, this is the outermost boundary, and this is the second outermost boundary. This is the third outermost boundary, and this will be the innermost boundary. Okay, do you agree with me? So this outermost boundary is nothing but the package. Okay, inside the package we have some module. Okay, so inside the module we have collections, and inside the collections we have few objects. So this will be the hierarchy of the this will be the structure, right? Python, and we have modules inside the Python, and we have collections inside this module, and we have objects inside this collections. So this will be the hierarchy, and now I'm gonna explain each of these. See here, first, if you want to understand about what is meant by collections, I'll explain this here, but just understand what is meant by a package. Why I'm explaining the package first. Why? Because it's the superior one, right? All the contents are inside this particular package. Yeah. We have module inside this package, and we have collections inside this module. We have objects inside this collection. So ultimately, we have all of this contain, we have all of these contents inside this particular package, right? So I'm going to explain this first. See here, package is nothing but it's a directory. Okay, it's a directory, or you can call it as it's a path. Okay, where inside that path we have collections of modules. We have numerous kind of modules. We have so many modules inside this particular directory, and it has and inside the module, those modules will have the extension with the name init.py file. Okay, we everybody know what is meant by an extension, right? Because when you file, I mean, when you save any kind of file on Jupyter Notebook, you'll have the kind of extension with dot ipynb, right? So that's nothing but interactive Python notebook file. So that will be in the case of Jupyter Notebook. When you are dealing with let's say what you can VS Code or some other IDE, there we can mostly, I mean, we can also use Jupyter Notebook, but we mostly use this .py file, because these we can access this type of files on any IDE, right? But when it comes to IPYNB or some other thing, we can't even handle that on particular IDs, right? Because that's made for Jupyter Notebook. So, okay, let's not divert. So just focus on here. What is meant by package? A package is nothing but it's a directory. It has so many modules, and it ends with the extension init.py file. So with the help of this extension, if any file has this type of extension like init.py file, we can easily find out that it's a package. Right? So this is the definition of this package. This is the explanation. And when you want to know what is meant by a module, I can simply call it as a Python script. Module is nothing but it's just a Python script. And what is meant by Python script? It's just a code. It's just a piece of code in which it ends with the .py extension, right? Here, let's see here. Here it is ending with init.py extension, but here it's ending with the only .py. So that's the basic difference, right? When you want to know about the module, it's nothing but it's just a piece of code. Script is nothing but it's just a piece of code. It's actually ending with .py file extension, and it has numerous functions and classes and variables that are involved in this particular module, right? Module is a combination of functions, classes, and variables that are actually ending with .py file extension. Okay, so it's a kind of script. It has numerous functions, classes, variables, and it's actually ending with .py extension. And what is meant by script? I have already explained that it's a piece of code, right? When you want to import this, when you want to call this module into a particular script, when you want to call this particular functions, classes, and variables inside a code, then what happens? It may uses, see here, the module has functions, right? Classes and variables. So when you call this module to the script, I'll show you. When you want to call this particular module into the script, what happens? This particular script uses all the functions, classes, and variables that are present in this module, right? That's what I have said here, which in turn uses modules, functions, and variables in its code. Why? Because when we want to call this module into the script, then this script automatically uses functions, classes, variables of this module. Okay, and how can we import any kind of module? We can do that by just simply, we can also import any kind of script or module with the help of this import statement, right? When you want to just import any script, then we just use import statement. Okay, by the help of this import statement, we can import any kind of Python script or something. And what is meant by collections module? Collections module is nothing but it has different types of containers. Okay, and what is meant by container? Containers are used to store different objects when I mean, when we want to store different objects inside a particular thing, that's nothing but a containers, right? And a group of different containers are nothing but collections module. See here, the name itself is actually explaining collection. What is mean by collection? Collection is nothing but it's a group of the individual items, right? So when we have the individual containers and when we collect a group of containers, different types of group of containers, then it ultimately becomes a collections module. See here, inside this collections are, why are we collecting different types of containers? Why? Because we are actually want to store, we actually want to store different objects. We actually want to store different kind of objects. And inside this collections module we can also access different type of objects using these containers, right? Don't worry, I'll definitely give each of these I mean a practical example, right? See here, and finally, I want to explain what are the different data types that are present in this collection module. Okay, and I also want to explain what are all the functionalities of these different data types. Okay, so first of all, I'm just explaining what is mean by a named tuple. Okay, I'm just explaining what is mean by a named tuple. Named tuple is nothing but it's almost similar to the built-in tuple data type. We know the I have already explained the concept of tuples and sets inside this Python DSA part 2 video, right? If any of you haven't watched that, I'm just giving the link of that particular video in this I button here on the top, so you may watch it, right? So what I'm saying is tuples, I mean it's almost similar to the data type tuple, right? We know what is meant by tuple, so it's almost similar to the data type tuple. And it has the extension dot named. See here, the extension is dot named tuple. That's nothing but this particular tuple ends with dot named tuple extension. Okay, so and let me explain all the properties of these named tuples. First of all, these are immutable. That's nothing but we can't even add or change elements once they are assigned. This is almost similar to the tuples, right? Because those are also immutable and these are also immutable. Immutable is nothing but we can't even change, or we can't even add any new element, or we can't even change existing elements once they are assigned, right? And the second property is it has the keys. Okay, it has some kind of keys, and it has their own corresponding values, just like a dictionary. You know that, right? Dictionaries have keys and values. Just like that, it also has some kind of keys, and it also has some kind of corresponding values to the each of the keys. And we can also access named tuples either by indexing or by keys. When you want to access any kind of elements that are present inside these named tuples, you can access them by just using this particular index of the data, or you can just use these keys of the data. By using either of these index or keys, you are able to access named tuples. I mean elements of the named tuples, right? So, and when do we use these named tuples? We use when we want to use several tuples in an application. For example, let's say I have an application, I have a scenario where I want to use multiple tuples, right? Where I want to use multiple tuples. There, I can use this particular named tuples module from the collections module, right? So now I'm gonna give you the practical example for it. Let's go here. So I'm gonna just importing name tuple from collections module, right? From collections module, I want to import name tuple. It may take few seconds. Just wait for it. Okay, it has been successfully imported. And now I want to assign something to my variable a. Okay, I'm just creating a variable a, and inside that variable I want to use this named tuple module, and inside that I want to provide some kind of item name. Let's say I want to have the clothes. Okay, I want to provide this clothes item. Okay, and here what can I do? I just want to enter all the contents that are present inside the clothes. So what are all the properties of the clothes? Does cloth have the type, right? Let's say type of the cloth, I can call it as type. Okay, I'll have the type of the cloth, and I'll have the size of that particular cloth, and I can say frequency. How many clothes does anybody buy, right? So these are all the contents of this particular cloth. Okay, cloth will have definitely any type, like jeans or cotton jeans, or any kind of type, right? Cloths may have the type, and cloths will definitely have also the size, right? And number of cloths which anybody would buy is nothing but the frequency. So these are all the contents that belong to this particular item, right? Okay, let's say cloths is an item, and these are all the items that are belonging to this particular item. Okay, so I have just assigned all these information inside a named tuple function, and I have just assigned all these things to my variable a. Okay, so after this, I want to create another variable b. B is equal to, I want to use, this time I want to use the variable a, and I want to say like let's say, see here, this is a generalization, right? This is a generalization. Generally, we have cloths will definitely have the type, right? Cloths will definitely have the size. Cloth will definitely have the frequency, right? And what if I say, what if I went to some random shop, random clothes shop, right? Cloth store, and I want to buy. Okay, I have already bought. I have already bought a jeans cloth. Okay, I have already bought a jeans cloth, and the size of the cloth is let's say double XL. Okay, double XL, and frequency is nothing but I have just bought let's say, yeah, I have just bought two shirts. Okay, two shirts I have already bought. So I'm just assigning this particular information to this data, right? So this is the generalization, right? No matter whoever maybe the person is, they should have to enter this particular information, right? So let's say b is nothing but ml naruto. Okay, ml naruto has gone to some clothes store, and he has bought some jeans. uh, okay, you may call it as a jeans shirt. Okay, the type of the cloth is jeans, and he has bought some shirt with the size of double XL, and he has bought some two shirts, right? So the quantity is nothing but the frequency. The frequency is nothing but two here. Okay, so this information is belonging to ML Naruto. Let's say P is nothing but me. Okay, so I'm just assigning all this information this. So okay, I'm just entering shift enter. I have just hit shift enter here, and I want to print, or let's say I just want to access all the items, right? I just want to access all the items using size, right? I want to access all these items using index of the size. So see here, index of the size, right? So all these things have been assigned to this variable b. So I just want to write the variable b, and inside that, what should I need to enter? See here, I want to access all these items. See here, what I want to access, I just want to access the size, right? I just want to access this particular size using the index of the size. Let's imagine, uh, let's imagine let's imagine the size, the index of this type is 0. Okay, and the index of this, sorry, the index of this type is 0, and the index number of this size is 1, and the index number of this frequency is 2, right? So here, let's just observe here, I want to access this particular size, okay, using the index number. What is the index number of this size? That's nothing but 1, right? So I want to access all the information, I mean, just the information of size based on the index number 1. So I'm entering here. So I'm entering here the number 1. Okay. What happens if I enter? What happens if I press shift enter? See here, using index of the size, right? What happens here? I got the size double XL. Why? Because I have already entered the size of my cloth is double XL. So when you press B inside the, inside the square brackets, if you provide the index number of that particular element, then you are getting this particular element as an output. Okay, and let's say I want to grab this element, that is nothing but the frequency, using the index number. Okay, or using the key also, I can do that. See here, in the both ways I can do that. First of all, I'll check for the using index of the frequency. Let's say, so what happens? B of, so what is the index number? See here, what is the index number of this frequency? That's nothing but 2, right? So I'm just entering the 2 here. What happens? I'll get my output as 2. Why? Because see here, genes is for type, and the double XL is for size, and 2 is for frequency. So I want to access the elements of the frequency using its index number. So I want to access this frequency using the index number 2. Why? Because its index number is 2, right? So I have just entered the 2. So I got the output as 2. Why 2? Because I have entered this 2. Let's imagine I have changed this to 8. Okay, I'm just hitting shift enter, and then I'm just hitting shift enter. There is no change in that output, and but here there will be a change in this output. Why? Because I have changed my information as 8. That is, I have bought some 8 pairs, or let's say I have bought some 8 number of shirts. Okay, 8 number of shirts. So I have got the output as 8. So this is one way. This is one way of accessing all the elements using index. See here, it's the most important one. Using index, I'm just accessing all the elements, or I'm just accessing the elements using index. Now I want to access. Now I want to access using key, right? Using key. So how can I do that? Uh, Using key of the, I want to access what type of the cloth it is. Okay, using the key of that particular cloth. So how can I do that? I can just simply give here this particular variable called a. Okay, I want to give this particular variable a. Sorry, we have already stored the information inside this particular variable b, right? So I want to give this variable as b, and b dot I want to mention the name of the key. So what is the name of the key here? See here, I'm just erasing all these things. uh, Where is the pencil here? See here, what happening is, these are all the, see here, the type, size, and frequency, these are all the keys, right? These are all the keys. See here, the type, size, and frequency, these are all nothing but the keys. These are all the keys. And what is meant by this genes, XL, double XL, 8? These are all nothing but the values, right? These are all nothing but the values. Okay. So I want to access these values. I want to access uh, I want to access these particular values with the help of these keys, right? With the help of these keys. So in specifically, I want to access this particular type, right? I want to know which type of cloth material I have just bought. So I want to find out this particular item using this particular key. So what can I do? So I just simply enter b dot the type. Okay, I'm just entering b dot type. So what happens? I'm just hitting shift enter. Let's see. See here, when I say b dot type, I have got the output as jeans. Why I have got the output as jeans? Why? Because this is the value and this is the key, right? This key has a mapping of this particular value. These both are interlinked, right? When I call this particular key, I'll definitely get my value as jeans. When I call this particular key size, I will definitely get my value as double XL. When I call this particular key frequency, I will definitely get my value as 8, right? So this will be the use of this named tuple. Okay, this will be the use of this named tuple. See here, what we have done, we have already assigned some kind of let's say some kind of category. So I have chosen this clothes category. No matter whatever may be the item, you can definitely give that particular name here. Let's say you can give it as watches. Okay, if you give watches here, then you will have the type of the watch. Okay, it will have the type of the watch, and whether it is a digital or whether it is chronological or whatever may be the type. And the watch has some kind of uh, what we can call, let's say, yeah, you can call it as a size. Okay, or you can give whatever it is. I have just named these type of content for this particular category clothes. You can give whatever it is. For example, if I want to give this watches, and I want to keep this as type, and I want to give this as color, and I want to give this as quantity. Whatever you can give. Okay, so here in the type, I have just taken digital. I have just bought digital. And what is the color of it? I'm a lover of black, so I love black watches. And what is the quantity here? I have just bought some 4 watches. Okay, 4 watches I have bought. So if I run this, what happens? Let's see. See here. So I just need to color. See here, when I run this, I got this black color, for my index number, this particular index number. Okay, I just want to grab all the elements of this particular color using this index number of this color. What is the index number of this color? 0, 1, and 2. So the index number of this color is 1. So I have accessed that content using the index number 1. So what I have got? I have got this black color. Nothing but the direct mapping of this color is this value of black. So like this. Okay, I'm just changing it back to the original one, like uh, cloth type size frequency. So jeans double XL 4. Okay. I think you got the clarity. What is meant by this name tuple and what are all the uses here? See, name tuple is nothing but it's a built-in data type. Okay. It will ends with the extension name tuple. These are immutable. We can't even change. Okay. And it has the keys, right? It has the keys and their corresponding values. Okay. We can access tuples either with the index or the keys that I have already showed you. Okay. I have already shown you. And when do we use this? It is used when we want to use several tuples in an application. Okay. Several tuples in an application, right? See here, several tuples. We are just assigning all the content to this particular category cloth. So when I want to do such kind of things, we use name tuple. Okay. So this is the scenario of this name tuple. And here I'm just moving on to this next one, like deque. Deque is nothing but the full form of deque is double-ended queue. Double-ended queue. Okay. It supports two functionalities like append. We can also append and we can delete. Delete is nothing but we can call it as pop. Okay. We can append, that is we can add elements, or we can pop, nothing but we can delete elements from both sides of the list. Don't worry, I will show or I will explain this particular terminology with the help of a real world example. Okay. So just look at this property here. These are used as double linked lists, which are very useful for inserting. These are very much useful for inserting and deleting elements in big time complexity. I'll explain this entire concept of big time complexity later, but for now just keep it as it is. Okay. Just concentrate on the property here. Don't focus on this particular time complexity. I'll explain this entire topic in my future videos, because that's a huge lengthy topic, so I can't cover this right now. So just focus on the property here. The property of this particular deque is nothing but very useful for inserting. We can also add any elements, or we can also delete any elements, right? So I'm going to explain this particular deque with the help of a real world example. I'm just jumping to this Google Colab, keeping the heading as deque. Okay. So I'm just importing deque from the collections. From collections, I'm importing deque. Okay. And then what I'm doing is I want to assign something to my variable A. Okay. What is that something? I just want to assign some empty deque. Okay. I want to assign some empty deque. Inside that empty deque, I want to fill something. Okay. But later you will know that. Let's say I want to create a variable like B is equal to, I'm using this particular deque function, and inside this deque function, I'm creating some kind of list. Let's say I'm just creating 1, comma, 3, comma, let's say ML Naruto. Okay. I'm just creating this and I want to print this, print B. Okay. What happens if I press shift enter? See here, I got some elements as 1 and 3 and ML Naruto. Okay. See here, just nothing but I have just imported this particular module deque from this collections module. Okay. Here, this is not necessary. I just want to show you how will be the deque, empty deque looks like. Okay. So for that, if I press A, what happens? See here, I have just assigned empty deque to this particular variable A, and I want to print that empty deque. So I have just assigned A inside the print function. I have got this empty deque here, and I have created another variable that is B, and I want to pass some kind of arguments inside this deque function. Nothing but a list. I have already passed a list that is 1, 3, ML Naruto. That's a string. Okay. So, and now I want to print all the items of the B. So what I have got? I've got the deque of 1, 3, ML Naruto. So these are all the items present inside this B. So apart from this, we can also use some of the predefined built-in functions also. Those are nothing but, let's say, uh, let's say I want to, let's say I want, so these are all the elements, right? These are all the elements that are present inside this B. Okay. And I want to enter some kind of string to these elements. Okay. So here 1, 3, ML Naruto, I want to enter, let's say, machine learning. I want to enter this particular string here. So what can I do? I can do just simply I want to remember this particular variable. This is nothing but the B. Okay. So I'm just saying B dot append of machine learning. So when I say this, what happens? What happens? If I want to print B, what happens? See here. So what happens is here I have just run this cell two times. So that's why I have got the machine learning for 2 times. Okay. See here, I am just running this cell another time. Okay. See here, I'll be getting this machine learning for 3 times. 1 time, 2nd time, and the 3rd time. So how many number of times you will run this? Those many number of times you will get that particular string as an output. Okay. So this is nothing but appending function. So this is, we are actually appending this particular element to the existing list of 1, 3, ML Naruto. So we are actually adding this machine learning string to this existing list. Okay. So, but this doesn't look. I mean, this doesn't look beautiful. This is much weird. We have three. We have the same number of strings for 3 times. Machine learning, and machine learning. So I want to delete this. How can we delete? I'll just say b dot pop. Okay. I just say b dot pop, and I want to give this entire thing. Okay. And then I want to print the B. What happens? Let's see. See here, I haven't passed anything. As an argument inside this pop function, but it has deleted this particular machine learning string. So how does it? I mean, how does it happen? See here, pop function has the specialty. So the pop function means to delete the last item of the list. Okay. So whatever may be the last item that is present inside this particular list, so it will automatically delete that particular last item. See here, we have 3 machine learning. So what is the last item of this particular list? So nothing but this particular item, machine learning. So when I say b dot, b is nothing but this particular variable, right? So which has all these items. So when I say b dot pop function, it automatically deletes the last item. So what we get? We'll definitely get 1, 3, ML Naruto and 2 machine learning strings. So I also want to delete this particular last item. So how can we do? I just simply again says the pop b dot pop function, and I want to assign this b variable inside this print function. So what happens? It has deleted this additional last item of this list, right? So we got 1 comma 3 comma ML Naruto comma machine learning. So here also we can also perform some kind of task like b dot append left I want to add some Itachi Uchiha. So don't get confused with the names of these Itachi Uchiha, because this is a famous anime character. Okay, so I haven't. This is not related to programming here. I'm just giving this as an example. Okay, so when you compare the functioning of this append here, see here, we have the elements inside this b variable 1 comma 3 comma ml Naruto, right? We have these three variables initially inside this b variable. But when I say b dot append, what happens? This machine learning string has got appended to the right of this particular list, right? So it has got added to the right of this particular list. But I want to add this particular string to the left of this string, to the left of this list. Okay, I want to add. See here. I want to add like I have 1, 3, and machine learning. See here, I have these three items, right? 1 comma 3 comma machine learning. But I don't want to. Oh, sorry. This is ML Naruto, right? Okay. This is ML Naruto. Okay. So I have these elements 1 comma 3 comma ML Naruto. But when I say b dot append of machine learning, this machine learning will get added to the right of this particular entire list. But I don't want to add in this way. I want to add this particular machine learning to the left. See here, to the left of this entire list. Okay, I want to add this particular machine learning to the left of this machine learning. So my order will be. Machine learning, comma 1, comma 3, comma ML Naruto. Okay, so this should be my order. So in order to achieve this kind of pattern, what we can do? We can just simply use the function append left. When you call this function append left, what happens? When you pass a string inside this particular function, what happens? Let's see. I also want to print the variable b. See here, what happens? The string, this particular string Itachi Uchiha, has got appended to the left of my list, right? See here, initially I have the elements like 1 comma 3 comma ML Naruto comma machine learning. But when I call append left and I have just passed Itachi Uchiha as an argument inside this particular function, what happens? See here, the name itself is saying it will append whatever may be the string you have given. It will just append all the arguments to this particular left of the list. So my string will be coming to the left of this particular list. So what is the left of this particular list? See here, we have the left as 1. Okay, we have our list is starting from 1, 3, and so on. But when I say append dot append left, so this particular entire string will be adding before this particular number 1. So what happens? We'll get Itachi Uchiha comma 1 comma 3 comma ML Naruto comma machine learning. So this will be our output. So yeah, this will be our output. And similarly, what we can do? b dot pop left. We need not pass any kind of string here. See, I'm just printing the variable b. What happens? See here, it has removed it has removed this particular string which has which is present inside this variable b. Okay, why it has deleted this particular string Itachi Uchiha, which is present to the left of the string. Why? Because we are calling we are actually calling the function pop left. Okay, when you don't say left, what happens? It will just delete the last item of that particular list. See here, we have the last item as machine learning. When I call pop function, it has just deleted the function and it has given me the output as 1 comma 3 comma ML Naruto comma machine learning like this. Okay, but when I specifically calls like b dot pop left, what happens? It will usually delete the first item of the list, that is nothing but Itachi Uchiha. So I only have the items 1 comma 3 comma ML Naruto comma machine learning. So this will be the functionality. We can use any built-in functions with this item, with this module deque. Okay, so that's what I want to explain. So now so now so now let's move towards this order dictionary. Okay, we are actually moving towards order dictionary. What is meant by order dictionary? Order dictionary is nothing but it's a dictionary which preserves, okay, which safeguards the order. It will actually protect the order of the keys that are inserted. Okay, when we just insert the keys in an order, it will preserves that particular order. Okay, and when do we use this? If any application needs the key order, then we use order dictionary. Okay, if there is any application and which uses particular keys in an orderly manner, then we can use this order dictionary. I'll explain that with the help of an example. Order dictionary. See here, from collections module, I'm importing ordered dict. Okay, so now I'm just creating a variable a is equal to, I'm just assigning, so I'm just using this order dict, and inside this order dict I'm just creating a dictionary called name. Okay, so for this particular key I am assigning an order called let's say 1. Okay, and I'm saying this uh, age. Okay, for this particular key I'm assigning some order called 6. Let's say I'm just giving this as a random, there is no meaning involved. Why I'm giving this particular name as 1, why I'm giving this age as 1, age as 6, there is no proper meaning for that. I'm just assigning all these elements randomly, and now I'm just assigning another element like salary. This is nothing but the key. Okay, these are all the keys. You're understanding? We are actually inside a dictionary, we are actually creating elements inside a dictionary. So the left part, the everything that is present to this particular left to this particular column is nothing but the key, and the right to this column is nothing but the value. Okay, so we are actually assigning the keys. Name, we are actually assigning the value of this particular key as 1 and age as 6, and salary will be the let's say 50. Okay, let's say 50,000. Okay, so this will be my dictionary. But what I have just forgotten, what I have just forgot to enter one of another key like location. Okay, I just want to add another key as location, but I have forgot. What can I do? I can just add like a of, I'm just giving the key name as location, and I want to assign the value for it. Nothing but let's say Bangalore. Just call this as Bangalore. And when you print A, what happens here? See here, I have got the elements as name, comma 1, age, comma 6, salary, comma 50,000, and location, comma Bangalore. See here, the output should be in a specific order. And here, if I want to again print out the variable, the order will not be changing. See here, the order will be the same. Name, after that age, after that salary, after that location. How is it happening? Actually, because see here, what we have done, we have imported ordered dictionary. See here, we are actually importing ordered dictionary. So whatever may be the order, see, we have given this particular elements in a specific order. I have given the name first, and then the age, and then the salary, and again at the last I'm adding this particular key, that is nothing but the location. So the order will be first name, then age, and then the salary, and lastly the location. So the output should be in this manner. See here, I have got the output in the same way: name, age, salary, location. So for this purpose, if we want to print our, or if we want our dictionary to be in a specific order, then we can use ordered dictionary. This is a module from the collections module. Okay. So this is what it is, and we are jumping to this default dictionary. Default dictionary, it's nothing but it's a subclass. Okay, it's a subclass of the built-in dictionary class. See here, we everybody knows that what is meant by dictionary, right? We have already seen that. So this is a dictionary. In the dictionary, we have a key and we have the corresponding value for it. We have a key, we have the corresponding value for it, and the dictionary will be surrounded by some curly braces here. See here, the curly braces, right? So this will be the syntax of this dictionary. So, but here what we are looking at, we are actually looking at the default dictionary. This is nothing but the subclass of the dictionary. We have already covered in our previous video, Python DSA part 2 video. I have already covered this particular data type dictionary. So he's saying that it's a subclass of this particular dictionary. It's a subclass. Okay, we already have a data type called dictionary. That's a built-in data type. Okay, and it's a subclass of this particular dictionary data type. Okay, so he is saying that it's almost similar as dictionary clause. Okay, it's almost similar as dictionary clause, but there is only one difference. The difference is it will never, this particular default dictionary will never raises a key error as normal dictionary. What does that mean? I am going to explain now. Don't worry. So default dictionary from collections module, everything we gonna import everything from collections module, right? So I'm gonna import collection from collections module. I'm gonna import default. See here, I have got the recommendation as default dict. So I'm just pressing on it. So I'm just importing it, and then I want to assign some variable a, some data to variable a. That is nothing but I just want to assign this particular function. Okay, default dict of, I want to specify some kind of data type, that is nothing but the int data type. Okay, let's say int. And what happens if I want to assign a b variable? That's if I say str.split. Okay, let's say I have data, no data. We can call science, social, and maths, again science, again maths, again English, Hindi, social. So I have given some kind of string in which few words are actually getting repeated. So, and I want to loop here. So for I in this particular B, don't worry about the code. I'll definitely explain that. But let me finish the code first here. So A of B plus equal to 1. I want to print this particular here. See here, I'm just hitting shift enter. Something has got, oh, something has wrong, right? So I'm just hitting shift enter right now. Oh my god, something has been wrong. From collections, this is right. Import default dict. Okay, we're actually using A is equal to default dict of enter. Okay, B is equal to string dot split. And then A of okay. I need to give the each element here. Okay, that's my mistake. Now see here, now we have got the result. I'll explain what it is, but just observe the output first, then understand the code here. See here, let's see here what I have entered. I have entered two signs. Okay, I have entered two signs words. Okay, the signs has been present for 2 times. Okay, and the social has been present for 2 times. Okay, and the maths has been present for 2 times, and English has been present for 1 time, Hindi has been present for 1 time. See here, what is the output? Science for 2 times, social for 2 times, maths for 2 times, English for 2 times, English for 1 time, and Hindi for 1 time. So now let's understand what is meant by this particular code. Okay, that's a very simple code. I have just imported this particular module default dictionary from this collections module here. And now what I have done, I just want to use this particular default dictionary function here. So I'm just passing some argument. That's nothing but the integer data type here. Okay, I'm just passing this integer function inside this particular default dictionary function. Okay, so now what I have done, I just want to split the string. So for that purpose, I have used str.split function. Inside this, I have already passed some kind of phrase, Nothing but science has been repeated for 2 times, social has been repeated for um, 2 times, and maths has been repeated for 2 times, English for 1 time, Hindi for 1 time. So what it will do? It will just split the unique strings, and it will also provide the count for that particular unique string also. So what I'm saying here is just go through the each of these elements in this particular variable B. Okay, I'm saying just go through this particular each of these elements. Here I is nothing but the each of the elements, each of the strings, right? Each of these particular string words inside this particular variable. I am saying that just go and iter through all of the elements inside the B variable and just increment. I'm just saying increment all of this A of I. Okay, A of I is nothing but, see here, here we are actually using this default dictionary of int. for this variable a. Okay, we are saying actually, if there is something, which is, I mean, just count the particular string words. Okay, just count it. If just look for the signs and count for it. See here, the signs has been repeated for 2 times. Okay, so just give it a number and just increments. That's nothing but just move on to the other. This increment operator will just saying that move on to the other string, that is go for the social, and counts for its value. See here, the social has been repeated for 2 times, so just print that social 2. Okay, and just and move on to the next value, that is increment. Just go to the maths and look for the maths. See here, maths has been printed for 2 times, so just print for maths 2 and increment here again. Just go to the science, look for the science item which has already been printed, so there is no point in printing science again. So just increment now, go for the maths which has already been printed. So just move on to the next object, that is English, and print and look for it. See here, only one item, so that's nothing but English has been printed for 1 time. And look for Hindi has been printed for 1 time, right? Social, look for social has already been printed here, so there is no point in printing social again. So this code is nothing but just it is looking for the particular string words, and also it is actually providing us the count of those particular string words also. See here, it is looking for the signs, it has also provided me the count of that particular word. See here, string count, string count, string count, string count. So this is the use of this particular default dictionary. Okay, just look at here, why we are actually using default dictionary. Why? Because we are actually passing some kind of see here, uh, I'll explain. See here, we are actually passing the default keyword, int keyword, inside this particular function default dictionary. When you actually do this for any random normal dictionary data type, then it will definitely, you will get an error like key error. You will get a key error. Okay, but here you will not be getting any error. Why? Because we are this is not a normal dictionary, this is a default dictionary, so it will definitely takes this particular int keyword. It will not be giving us the error which is key error. Okay, if you try, I'm just saying here, if you try this on the built-in dictionary class, you will definitely get key error. Okay, so this is what it is. Did you understand? We are actually passing this int keyword as an argument for this particular function. But if we do the same process for a normal dictionary, class, then you will definitely get the error as key error. But here, this is not a normal dictionary, this is a default dictionary module. So you will not be getting any kind of error. You will just be getting some kind of elements as an output. Okay, that's the difference between normal dictionary and the default dictionary data type, default dictionary module. So now we're gonna look for the what is meant by chain map. Chain map is nothing but it is used to create a list of dictionaries. Okay, that is, when we have the multiple dictionaries, we have the dictionary 1, dictionary 2, and so on. And what we can do is we can combine all those dictionary 1, 2, 3, and so on into a single dictionary. Okay, when we search for a key, when do we use this chain map? When we search for a key in the chain map, I mean, I'm just explaining the property of this chain map. When we search for a key in the chain map, it usually checks all the dictionaries one by one until it finds the key. Okay, this will be the property of this chain map. I'll explain it with the help of a real code example. Okay, I'm just going to this chain map. This is also the same. From collections, import chain map. Okay. After importing this chain map from collections, I want to create some dictionary one. Okay, is equal to, I want to pass some kind of items like name. That is one. Age, that is two. So this is a dictionary, and I want to repeat. I want to create so many dictionaries like. See here, I'm just changing dictionary 2. This will be the dictionary 3. I'm just changing. I'm also changing the elements here. Name, age, and I want to create the salary. And then location. And then height. And then uh, after height, I want to have some habits. Let's call it as hobbies. Okay. I want to assign this as 3. This as 4. This as 5. 6. So these are all the dictionaries. These are all the 3 dictionaries, and we want to use this particular chain map. Using this chain map, we need to convert. We need to merge all these 3 dictionaries into a single dictionary. Okay. How to do that? Let's have a look here. What we can do? So we can just create any variable like chain, and I want to apply this. I want to apply this particular chain map module here. So I'm just copying here and off. I want to pass this particular dictionary 1, dictionary 2, and dictionary 3, because I want to merge all of these 3 dictionaries as a single dictionary. Okay, I'm passing here. So when I want to print this chain, what happens? Let's have a look here. See here, I have got name comma age, that is nothing but the dictionary 1, and salary comma location, that's nothing but the dictionary 2, and height comma hobbies, that's nothing but the dictionary 3. See here, all those 3 dictionaries has been printed as a single dictionary output. Okay, this is the main use of this particular dictionary. I mean chain map function, chain map module usage. So, and I just want to print out all the keys. I just only want to print out all the keys of this particular dictionary. I don't want any values. So how can we print that? So I just want print list of print list of. I want to assign the variable that is nothing but this particular variable chain. Okay, so I'm just assigning chain dot. I just only want keys. Okay, so if I press shift enter, oh, there is no item as keys. Okay, the item will be the keys. I'll get it. See here, I got it. I got all the names of the keys. Uh, that is the name, salary, location, height, and hobbies. Right? But these are not in a specific order. Okay. When I run here, see here. Remember this. The first element is height here. When I just run this again, what happens? I'm just passing this. Okay. So these are actually we have given this as a particular order. I mean, name, age, salary, location, height, hobbies. But what we are getting is these are actually getting in an alphabetical. I mean, this is not in alphabetical order. These are actually getting in some random order, I think. Yeah, these are actually coming as an output in some random order. When we want, this is nothing but chain dot keys is nothing but when we want only the names of the keys, right? These are the keys: name, age, salary, location, and height, and hobbies. These are all the locations, right? So when we want to print out all the locations here, when we want to print out all the keys, only keys, that's nothing but chain dot keys we use. So if you want to print out all the values here, how can you do that? List of chain dot values function. When you press shift enter, see here we got the values as 5, 6, and 3, 2, sorry, 3, 4, 1, and 2, right? So we have got the values and we have got the keys. So these are all the built-in functions, so with which we can also use this chain map with that particular built-in functions also. Okay. When we want to print each of the elements, like I want to print chain of, let's say I just want to print the value for the salary. Okay, I just want to print out the value of the salary. How can you do that? And also I want to print out the location, value of the location. How can you do that? Just printing shift enter. What happens? Got a, okay, this is not the capital S, this would be the small s. See here, I have got the value for my salary as 3. Is it right? Yes, it's right. Why? Because the salary has its value as 3, and I have got the value for this location as 4. Why? Why? Because we have got the value as 4 for its location. Okay. So this is all about the chain map module. And let's move on to the another one, that is nothing but the counter. What is meant by counter? Counter is nothing but it's a hashable object. And when you look at here, hashable, what do you mean by the hashable? It's nothing but its value won't be changing throughout its lifetime in the code once it is assigned. It's almost similar to the immutable kind of objects. Okay. And here, this particular counter module is used to count the number of such hashable objects. When our data has a hashable objects, so this particular counter will definitely counts the number of hashable objects that are present inside this data. Okay. So what are all the properties of this particular counter module? In counter module, we can, I mean, the dictionary key is hashable. That's nothing but the dictionary key can't be changed once it is assigned, but we can change the value. Okay. Okay. Sorry. This is nothing but the dictionary key. Yeah, I mean, inside the dictionary, here inside this counter module, the dictionary key is hashable. That is, we cannot change the key value. We cannot change the key once it is assigned. Okay. But here, the value is not anything. Okay. The value is nothing but it is the count of that hashable object. Okay. If you want me to explain that, I'll say like let's say this is a hashable object. Okay, this is a hashable object. I have so many hashable objects like this. Okay, I have these hashable objects, and what is the count of these hashable objects? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this will be my value. Okay, this will be my value. Okay, and these are my keys. These keys won't be changing once they are assigned, but this value is nothing but the count of these hashable objects. Did you get that? So that's what it is. And when do we use this counter module? When we want to see how many times each unique word is occurring in a string, then we can use counter object. I can explain this with the help of a real example. Don't worry. So counter module here. So counter module. So from collections, I'm importing this counter module and I'm assigning some data to my variable a. That's nothing but using this counter function. I want to assign this, let's say Python. Okay. And I want to print this variable a. After that, I also want to access all the elements of that particular string, like print of a of if I want to access this, let's say I want to know how many p's are present inside this string. Okay. And I also want to know how many t are present inside this string. Cannot import counter. Okay. See here, I just want to know how many p are present inside this particular inside this particular string. Okay, how many p's are there? I have only one p, right? I only have one p, so I have got the output as p1. Okay, and I want to know. See here, I have just passed this. I mean, I have just printed the whole elements. So that's why I have got the output as these elements. And for this particular statement, I have got the output as 1. Why? Because I have only one p item, right? I have only one p item inside my string, and I have got this particular output, that is 1, for this statement print of a of t. Okay, how many t's are there inside this statement? Only one t. That's why I have got the output statement as 1. So did you understand? Here I haven't have any kind of characters which are repeating. So let's say when I want to change this to lollipop. Okay, I want to change this to lollipop, and I want to know how many characters, that is how many p characters are there inside this string, and I want to know how many l characters are there inside this string. What happens? See here, I just want to know how many p are present inside this lollipop string, and I want to know how many l characters are there inside this string. What happens when you press shift enter? See here, there are two p's. This one p, and this is the another p. Okay, there are two p's and three l's. Okay, did you get it? See here, this is one p and this is another p, so there are total of two p's. Okay, and when you want to find how many l's are there, see here, this is one l, and this is second l, and this is third l. So there are total three l's are there. So the output for this statement will be 3. Okay, it just counts. It just counts whatever may be the character we pass, right? It just counts. See here, the name itself is actually saying that it's a counter. Got it? Now we are actually jumping to the user dictionary. Okay, user dictionary and user list and user string is these three topics are almost the same. It just implies whatever may be the functionalities it is actually applying. It only implies for this particular dictionary objects. Okay, because this is user dictionary, right? And it 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 does the same functionality as the user dictionary, but it applies only for the list objects. Why? Because the name itself has user list. Okay, and it does all the functionalities which these two are actually doing. This also performs all the same functionalities, but it only applies the functionalities for this particular string only. This only it applies the functionalities for the string. It only applies the functionalities for the list. It only applies the functionalities for the dictionary. And when you come to when you want to know what are the functionalities that these three will perform, you can add customized functions to the dictionary. Inside the dictionary, we can create customized functions. This is the main functionality that any of these three can perform. Okay, and when do we use this? When we want to add or update or modify the functionalities of a dictionary, we usually use dictionary user dictionary. When we want to add, update, or modify the functionalities of list, we usually use user dictionary. When we want to use add, update, or modify the functionalities of a string, we usually use user string. Okay, this will be the explanation for these three of user dictionary, user list, and user string. Now I'm gonna explain you with the help of an example. See here, I'm just putting the heading as user dict. So firstly, from collections, I'm importing user dict. Okay, and I'm using some keyword called class. Using this particular class keyword, I'm just I just want to create some kind of function, that is my dictionary. Okay, my dictionary function. Inside this dictionary function, I want to pass this particular module. So I'm just copying this and I'm passing this particular user dict function. Okay, inside this, I want to define some kind of function called push. Okay, that is self key comma value. So here I'm just saying, just raise an error. What will be the error? The error will be the runtime error. The error will be the runtime error. That is, it cannot insert. Okay, it cannot insert. And I'm just assigning a variable. So don't worry by seeing all this code. I'll explain in a very simple, in a very simplified manner. So don't bother about this code. Just have a look at what I'm actually writing, and later, after finishing writing this code, then I'll definitely explain what are all these things. Okay, I'm just assigning my variable with some data, that is my dict of, I want to create some kind of dictionary, that is let's say a name, that is 1, age, that is 2, and salary, that is 3. This will be my variable, and I just want to use my push function here. See here, I have just created my push function. So I want to use this push function for my variable a, and I want to add some other elements like location, and I just want to give it as let's say 4. Okay. So when I just hit shift enter, what happens? Let's see. Something has happened. Location, everything. Okay. I should not use this column here. I just need to pass comma here. Okay, because this is a function. See here, don't panic by seeing this cannot insert. This is not an error. This is an error, but our aim is to uh, present this error. That is nothing but this is the runtime error, and we actually want this particular string, that is cannot insert string, to get present on our screen. Why? Because I'll explain from the scratch. See here, we are actually importing user dictionary from the module collections module. Okay, and then I have just used here the keyword class. Why I'm just using this keyword class? Why? Because I just want to make use of this user dictionary to create my own functions for my dictionary, right? For that, i need to I need to create some kind of my dictionary thing, and inside this my dictionary thing I need to pass some kind of by default user dictionary module, and inside that, after creating of this empty my dictionary, I need to define some kind of push function. What do you mean by this push function? Push function is nothing but adding. Okay, I'll explain here. Okay, push function is nothing but a customized push function is nothing but a customized function in our mydict class, which is created. Why I have created this push function? Why? Because to add a customized functionality. What happens when we add this push function? When we have created this push function, it just adds this customized functionality. What do you mean by this customized word? Customized means we can decide. So what I have decided? I have decided that it does not allow us to insert any element into our dictionary. See here, what I have done is I have just assigned my variable to this push function, and inside this push function I have passed my element name as location name, as location, and inside this I have passed some kind of value to my push function. When I do this, it will definitely gives me the error cannot insert, runtime cannot insert. Why it is giving me like this? Why? Because we are actually want to we actually want to insert some kind of elements inside this dictionary. So I have defined this particular push function. See here, the self and the key and the value. Okay, right? When you press shift tab here, 1 minute. See here, we are actually defining the push function. Inside that, we are passing this self and key and value. Key and value is nothing but see here, This is our key. Okay, we actually want this particular key to get appended to our existing dictionary. See, our dictionary has only 3 elements, right? Name, age, and salary. These are the 3 keys, and for which these are the 1, 2, and 3 are the 3 values. But I additionally wants to add this particular location to this existing dictionary. So I have defined this particular function push, and I have said that whenever I want to insert this key value inside this push function, just just give us a error like raise, that is runtime error. We cannot insert any elements into this particular dictionary. Just I want to show this. See here, I have tried to insert some kind of contents like location and corresponding value of this location inside this particular function push. What happens when I do that? See here, I'm pressing shift enter. What happens? Oh shit, something has indentation error. Okay. See here, what I have got cannot insert. Why? Because we have created this particular function push function in such a way that when we when we when we try to insert any element into our dictionary, it will definitely throws an error like runtime error. That is, it cannot insert. Did you get my point? Did you get my point? See here, when we want to add or update or modify the functionalities of the dictionary, we usually use user dictionary. And what happens? And what I have done here, when I want to see, when I want to insert any kind of elements inside this default, inside this existing dictionary, then I am saying my system to show me an error. That is nothing but what type of error it is? Runtime error. That is cannot insert. So this will be the use for user dictionary. This will only be applicable for the dictionary kind of data types. So now we're gonna look for user list. This will also work in the same way. See here, I'll show you. User list is nothing but from collections import user list, and then I'm just creating my class here. That is nothing but my list here this time. And inside this my list, I'm just passing my user list. That is nothing but the module which I have imported from collections module. See here, I have just passed this user list. That's nothing but this particular list from collections module. Okay. So I want to create some kind of list. So that's why I have created this empty my list. Okay. So now I want to I want to define my function push function. Inside this push function, that is nothing but self comma key. I only need to pass my key here. I need not pass any value for it. Okay. So I want to raise my error. What is the type of error? It's a runtime error. Okay. Runtime error. And what can it present? That is, it cannot insert in the list. It will show us that it cannot insert into the list. Okay. So I'm assigning a variable a, that is my list of, I want to create some kind of list like 1 comma 5 comma 9 98. Okay, I just want to create this kind of list, and when I try to append this particular list with the push function, that is, I want to append this particular existing list with a new item called 900. Okay, I want to see here, I want to append this item to this particular existing list. I want to add this particular 900 to the list of this particular list. Okay, what happens when I press shift enter? See here, it's giving me the error runtime error cannot insert in the list. Why? Because we have already defined that if I try to insert any kind of elements inside this particular list, then show me the error, that is runtime. This is very much similar to this kind of user dictionary module. Okay. So now we are actually moving towards the user string, right? So I want this from collections. I'm just importing user string module, and then I'm just creating class. Here I want to create some my string, and inside this my string I want to pass my user string here, and inside this I want to create one push function. That's nothing but no, whatever maybe, no worries, whatever maybe we can create that. For example, this is a string, so I don't want to use push function, so I can use append. Whatever maybe, it will definitely work. No worries. I'm just passing the self and value. I want to give it value. I don't want to pass the key here. And self dot a variable, and plus equal to value. If I say like this, what happens? I want to create one string, that is s1. That's nothing but my string of Virat. Okay. And I want to print original string. That's nothing but the s1. And after that, I want to append this s1 dot append with some kind of king. Okay. Let's say Kohli, Virat Kohli. So I want to append, and I want to print this after appending. What I want to print, nothing but the s1. So when I hit shift enter, what happens? Let's see. See here, we got the attribute error, right? My string object has no attribute. Yeah, something has something wrong. 1 minute. So okay, it should be a. What happened? I think something is wrong. Like from collections, I'm importing user string, and I'm just defined my string user string, and then I'm just defining append of values, that is self comma value. Okay, self dot a equal to value is one, that is my string. Okay, original. Okay, this one dot append. Something has happened. My string object has no attribute a. Okay. Let's say Okay, got it. So, yeah, okay, I got it. So I'm just explaining this. See here, my objective is to append. My objective is to append my original string with the additional string that is nothing but the Kohli. Okay, here my additional string will be Kohli and my original string will be A. Okay, instead of A, I am giving that Virat. Okay, when I press Shift Enter, see here. See here, my original string is nothing but the Virat. Here I want to append this particular surname, that is Kohli, to this particular string Virat. So I just want to print out the both the strings in a same in a same single string format like Virat Kohli. Okay. So I want to do this. So for that, what I have done, I have imported this user string module, and I have just used this class keyword, and I want to create some kind of my string, and inside that my string I need to pass some kind of this particular module which I have imported, user string, and I want to define this particular append function which I need to in which I need to pass this self and value. So self is by default it will be the self, and we don't need to pass the keys here. We just need to pass the value here in this particular function. I have designed that in such a way. Okay, and here we are actually using this self dot data, whatever may be the data, whatever may be the default string it is, it needs to be incremented with that particular value. Okay, for example, this will be my string, s1 will be my string, and I'm just using this particular function my string here, and inside this function I'm just passing Virat. So this will be my original string. Okay, when I print this statement of s1, I will get the original string as Virat. Okay, and here I want to use this append function which I have just created, and I want to append this particular surname called Kohli to my original string called Virat. So when I do that s1 dot append of Kohli, what happens? I'm getting this particular string as Virat Kohli as my output. This is the use of this user string. Got it? So what are all the, the objective of all the three, like the objective of this particular user string, or the objective of this particular user list, or the objective of this particular user dictionary, the objective of all the three topics are the same. We are actually what we are doing, we are actually customizing the functionalities, for respective objects, that's nothing but user list, for lists, user dicts for dicts, user strings for strings. Okay, so we are actually customizing the functionalities for the respective objects. We are actually using user list for lists because it only be used for the list objects. We are actually using user dictionaries for the dictionaries, and we are actually using user strings for the strings. So that's what we have done. So finally, the summary. So the recap will be, we have already discussed in our previous videos, we have already discussed all the data types that are supported by the Python, and then we have looked about some few Python functions, libraries and modules. See here, I have already explained what are all the package, module, script, right? And then we have discussed about this collections module. What are all the data types involved inside this collections module? I have discussed about specifically what do you mean by named module, named tuples, deque, order dictionaries, default dictionary, chain map, counter, user dictionary, user list, and user string. So these are all the these are all the modules that are involved inside this collections module. Okay, these are all the data types. So with this, we have completed a huge part inside this Python's data structure and algorithms. So my focus for the next video will be, I'll explain you. So my focus for the next video will be how to design an algorithm. So I'm going to explain this in very detailed part, so don't miss this. So those who are actually haven't watched the previous two videos of Python DSA, I'm just again reminding you, just go and watch those two videos. Otherwise, you may not understand what are all the topics that I have just explained, right? So don't miss the flow. Just go with the Python DSA playlist, right? Here I have already put all the videos in a in a consecutive manner, in a sequential manner, right? So just go with the flow and don't miss the flow. Otherwise, you may not get what are all the topics that just I have explained. So in the next video, I'm going to explain how to design an algorithm very effectively. So inside that, I'm going to introduce algorithms, performance analysis, how to do performance analysis for any algorithm, and the notations of it, and any complexity classes, computing the running time complexity of any algorithm. So I'm going to talk about big notation, big time complexity, all the things. Okay, all the things inside this topic, how to design an algorithm. So this will be the huge topic. So don't just waste your time. Just go with the flow of that particular Python DSA playlist. Okay. So this will be the, so this is what it is. So I'm just wrapping up the session. So just do watch all the videos of this Python data structures and algorithms playlist. Then only you can understand all the topics which I have just explained. And I'm for the reference purpose, I'm already placing this particular notepad file and this particular Google Colab file, that is the IPONB file, inside in the description of my video. So please check it out, and please check it out my GitHub account also. There I have just created a repository for Python DSA and for the machine learning also. Please do check it. So that's all for this today. So please do watch it, and if you like the content, just subscribe. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Good night, take care, Jai Hind.